Hey guys, thanks for joining us here at Salty Ginger Talk. If you're a trained listener, it's great to have you back. If you're new to the channel, really glad you joined us. Hope you like what you hear. So today's episode, we're going to give you some tips, tricks, techniques on how to be more likable. Most importantly, though, without being fake. You don't want to fake who you are to try to get people to like you. It's a bad approach. It's not going to get you the right people around you. It's not going to get you the right friends around you. So what we want to do is learn to show signs to people that we're interested in developing a relationship with them. Friendship, a romantic relationship, a business relationship, a passing relationship, doesn't matter. We want to create scenarios where which people will share their thoughts and ideas and information with us. That's the whole point. But very important. I'm always going to say this. You don't want to change who you are. You don't want to act like someone you're not to try to get people to like you. That'll have the exact opposite effect that you're trying to have. People will recognize instantly you're being fake, and they will not gravitate towards you. So that's very important to remember as we go through this stuff. So look, let's just cover a couple things first before we get into our tips. Number one, being likable is not being agreeable. There's lots of people that like being around me. I'm not agreeable all the time. If I don't agree with you, I won't agree with you, period. I can still like you. I can still be friends with you. I can still have great times with you. But if you think something different than I do, that's okay. But I'm not going to just agree with you to try to get along. That's not how I operate. So that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about just being a milquetoast, no opinion, penny waste to try to get people to like you. Not at all what we're talking about. What you want to do is you want to make people feel like they can come and talk to you about anything and they're not going to get judged. They're not going to get yelled at. They're not going to get cast out because of what they think or how they feel. Safe, seen, respected. Think those three words. They want to feel safe, seen, and respected. And if they feel that way when you're around them, you're going to be likable. It's real straightforward. And trust me, I am not touchy-feely, soft, etc., but I'm not judgmental in any way. I do make people feel safe, seen, and respected. And we're going to show you some tricks on how to do that going forward. It's important to think about this too, because the people size you up on really two primary dimensions when they first meet you and start to figure out who you are. Number one is warmth. What does warmth mean? Do you mean well? Are you a decent person? Do you have bad intentions? They judge that pretty quickly. And competence. Can I trust your judgment and ability? That's why when you see someone on the internet spazzing out about something, whatever it is, I don't want to make anything political because that's not what our podcast is about. But we've all seen people on freaking out about stuff. You're like, holy moly, what's going on? You can't trust that person. We can't trust their judgment or their ability based on these rantings that we see. The warmth tends to get evaluated first. You have good intentions or not. And then, can we trust your competence? Do you know what you're talking about? Are you demonstrating decent judgment? So those are the judgments that people typically make, all right? And again, we're not going to be someone we're not to try to get people to like us. But we do want to create environments where people will come to us and talk to us and interact with us. It's super important. Like, you're going to have a much happier and much more meaningful life if you're interacting with people who are pushing you and making you grow and making you better. So that's important. But let's, on that note, this isn't about having the right personality. You can be quiet and reserved and still be likable. You can be aggressive and outgoing and still be likable. You can be somewhere in the middle and still be likable. That's not what it's about. It's not about being funny. It's not about being outgoing. It's not about being charismatic. Do those things help in certain situations? Sure, sometimes, but that's not what it's about. Likability is really just a set of skills to demonstrate to people that they can have useful interactions with you that they'll enjoy. Pretty straightforward. You don't have to be loud. You don't need to perform. You just need a few repeatable behaviors that you can use to make people feel comfortable around you. That's all they're looking for, okay? So with all that said, let's get into it. Here's our tips. Here's the things you can do to be more likable and generate more interactions with people. 1, lead with warmth before you try to impress anyone. Nobody cares about how smart you are. Nobody cares about what you own. Nobody cares about all the cool places you've been. No, not what you lead with. People judge warmth and competence quickly, and warmth is often the first gate you pass through before competence even matters. So, if you're trying to impress them immediately, you're turning them off, like you're having the exact opposite approach. that you want to have. I'm so smart. I'm so accomplished. I'm so funny. You're so annoying is what you are. Nobody wants to be around that person. Nobody. So what are some things we can do to convey warmth that we want to have a good interaction with someone? Eye contact with a relaxed face, not staring at them like a stalker or a psycho, but making eye contact to let them know, hey, I notice you. You're intriguing to me. You're interesting to me. A small smile, not the Cheshire Cat or the Joker smile, the big face, the fake smile, the gee, I can't wait to talk to you. Pair eye contact with that smile, and people are going to be calling the police instead of wanting to talk to you. So there's everything is less is more in most of these instances. Make eye contact and then look away. Don't stare them down. Don't give them the Manson peepers, but make eye contact. Let them know, and then a little smile. Hey, how you doing? Real straightforward. Open body posture. That's another one. Keep your shoulders down. If your shoulders are hunched and your fists are up, you don't look very approachable. If your arms are crossed, you don't look very approachable. If you turn your back to people, you don't look very approachable. Make your hands visible so they can see you're safe. You're not holding a gun in your pocket or a knife in your pocket or pepper spray in your pocket. And then your tone. Just be calm. Just talk to them normally like you were talking to someone you already know that you're friends with. You don't have to sell. You don't have to get super excited. You don't have to do any of those things. But you also don't want to be like Oscar the Grouch, right? So calm, relaxed tone. Eye contact, smile, open body posture, calm, relaxed tone. Very straightforward. And you can have standard ways to engage with people. Number one, hey, it's nice to meet you. What brought you here today? Nice to meet you. Have you been here much? Nice to meet you. Is this your first time here? Real straightforward, right? It's not a pickup line. We're not trying to get laid. We're not doing any of those things. We're just opening the door to a conversation. It's non-committal. You're not putting them on the spot, but you're asking them a question to try to engage them in a conversation. Real straightforward. Another one. I'm glad we connected. How's your week going so far? Anyone can do that. Like literally anyone can do what I just did. It's not hard to do. All right. So your action step on this one for the next 24 hours, make your first 10 seconds with people warm, not impressive. Smile, simple greeting, one genuine question. That's it. That's the formula. Smile, simple greeting, one genuine question. Okay. That's your takeaway from that one. Number 2, ask better questions. Nobody likes to just drone on about stupid stuff. In studies on getting acquainted conversations, people who ask more questions, especially follow-up questions, are liked more. You know why? People love talking about themselves. They love talking about themselves. And if you're genuinely listening, and you can signal that you're listening, we'll talk about that a little bit further, you're going to be very well liked and people are going to want to be around you, okay? Your mistake is trying to be interesting. What you should do is try to be interested. Don't try to get them to be interested in you. Show genuine interest in them, and they will largely reciprocate that back to you. So it's the opposite of what you think you need to do. You think you need to impress them. Give them every opportunity to impress you. They'll usually take it, and they're going to reciprocate that behavior back to you. We'll talk about it down below. It's called mirroring, and it's a great way to go. So how do we do this? How do we ask better questions? Like, what if I'm not very good at this right now? Real straightforward. Number 1, start broad. What do you do for work? Right? That's a very broad question. And then the follow-up when they tell you, oh, what part of that do you enjoy the most? What part of that do you not enjoy the most? Those are 2 good follow-up questions that can get you talking. I think it's better to stay positive than go to the negative, but both will work. Like if you have a sense of humor and you can make jokes about it, you can find out what they don't like and you can make jokes. That's a good way to bond with someone. And then even after that, you can ask some more high follow-up or high payoff follow-ups. How'd you get into that? Like, how'd you become that? What made you decide to do that? How long have you known you wanted to do that? Did you know since you were a kid or did you fall into it by accident? What's the hard part that most people don't understand? What would surprise people about your occupation that you know that they don't? What are you excited about right now? That's a great one. That'll tell you a lot about someone. Like, I don't care if it's about work. What are you really excited about right now? What matters to you right now? What's important to you? That'll give you good insight to where someone's at in life and what they're thinking. Okay? So your action step here is to make it your goal to ask 3 follow-up questions before you ever say a word about yourself. Don't try to be interesting. Be interested in the person you're talking to. That will create a magnetism that will shock you. That's all I do on the podcast. I ask my guests questions and they talk. It's real straightforward. And we excuse me, we talk for hours at a time. It's really not hard to do. So 3 follow-up questions. That's your takeaway on this one. Number 3, listen like it's your job. Listen like you're getting paid to listen to every detail. And we're going to talk about mirroring and labeling now. Mirroring is what we talked about. You can use mirroring. People use it back with you subconsciously. Active listening behaviors, especially paraphrasing, increase perceived listening skill and can improve how socially attractive and likable the listener seems. So, mirror plus label formula. Mirror, excuse me, mirroring is paraphrasing. So you're saying, or even more basic, is you can repeat the last 3 words back in the form of a question. So let's just say we met someone and they say, I say, what do you do for work? And they say, I'm a doctor. And I say, what do you like the most about that? And they say, I love interacting with patients. For me to mirror that, I would say interacting with patients and then shut up. Like all I did was repeat the last 3 words that they said. You'll be shocked how much additional information you will get just by doing that. And then when they respond, you label the response that you heard so that they know you heard it accurately. They say, yeah, I love helping people and getting them back on health or getting them back to a healthy life so they can live the life they want. The label is an emotion or meaning attached to the words they said. That sounds awesome. That sounds exciting. That sounds fulfilling. That sounds rewarding, right? Those are all labels that I put on their second statement. So it shows I listened, I acknowledged it, and I'm kind of parroting back to them what I heard. Listen like it's your job, mirror plus label, and you will be shocked at how easy it is for you to connect with people. Another example here. We just moved and I'm overwhelmed. You ask them, well, what's going on with you right now? We just moved and I'm overwhelmed. Me. So you're juggling a ton at once, and it's a lot. They know you heard them. They know you understood. They're going to respond to what you said. Yeah, I can't even explain it. Something, right? So you've opened the door. You've carried on the conversation. You've asked questions to indicate you heard what they said. And now you're off and running. And it gets easier and easier from there. So your action step there, or action step here, you want to make people feel understood. So the action step here is the next conversation. Paraphrase what you heard from them at least once before you offer any opinion, any thought, or any advice. I would argue don't offer advice. Don't offer an opinion. I would say just acknowledge. If you just acknowledge, people will keep talking and you'll learn more and more if you do it that way. So that's your action item there. Next conversation, at least once before you say anything about what you think or feel, paraphrase what you heard. All right. Number 4, be real, not raw, but it's called strategic vulnerability. So be a real person, be a real human being. Gradual reciprocal self-disclosure is a reliable way to build closeness when it's mutual and when it proceeds at the right pace, right? Nobody wants the psycho who just throws up all their problems on them the first time you meet them. But vulnerability builds connection when it matches the moment. So you don't trauma dump. Like I said, you don't just, here's all my problems. Well, my life's a wreck. Hey, good luck with all that. I don't get involved in that shit. And you don't act invincible either. You're not perfect. You're not Iron Man. Don't pretend your life is perfect and every day is better than the next. Nobody's buying it. We all have struggles. We all have things that we're working through. Nobody's buying it. But you got to walk a fine line between what you talk about when you talk about it in relation to the person you're talking to. So we want to take what's called the 10% more human approach. Share a small truth about you that's safe, but it's real. Honestly, I'm still figuring that out. I'm not very good at that, right? That's a good way to do it. I used to be terrible at that. Oh, I know what you're talking about, man. I struggled with that for years. Here's what worked for me, but even now I'm still trying to figure it out. That's something I'm working on this year, right? You're admitting, hey, I ain't perfect. I got problems. I got things I'm working on. And here's one of them. It's not high stakes, right? My wife's having an affair and I'm thinking about killing her and the guy that she's sleeping with. That's probably an overshare. Probably not the road you want to go down. But, I really wanted to learn to dance and I'm not very good at it. And I've been taking lessons, but I'm struggling to pick them up. That's a human That's something people can relate to. And it's a human moment you can share with someone that they'll probably get. So that's the kind of level of thing we're talking about. And as you get to know someone better, you can kind of judge where you're at in the relationship and see what you can share and what they're willing to share. So think about it like, like tripping. Like if you're walking with someone and you trip, it's kind of funny, right? It shows it's a human moment, so long as nobody gets hurt. It's a human moment, and you can have a laugh about it, and it shows you're not perfect. Like think about it like a pratfall that you see on stage or in a TV show. Small, harmless mistake can make a highly competent person seem more likable because it humanizes them. Nobody wants to be friends with the automaton that never gets anything wrong. Perfection can create distance. So if you show human trying to look for the right word there. If you show human deficiencies or problems without dumping all the major stuff in your life on someone, it's a way to make you more relatable to other people. So your action step on that is to share 10% human detail in a conversation. Then stop. Let the other person do the same thing. You don't have to do 3 or 4 of them in one conversation. Just, hey, this is something I'm struggling with, Have you ever done that? Are you good at that? I'm not. That's a great way to go. All right. All right, tip number 5. Give people the gift of feeling liked. They want to feel liked. They want to feel like you like them. So tell them you like them. It sounds crazy, but if you like them, they'll probably like you. Reciprocity of liking is real. People tend to like those who clearly like them. It's not rocket science. It's not flattery. It's a show of respect. It's a show of positive intent. It's a show of how you feel about that person. They're likely going to reciprocate that. And if they don't, that's okay. There's lots of people out there. There's about 9 billion of them on the planet right now. So if that one person is not the person that you're supposed to wind up with, okay, got it, is what it is. So there's 3 good ways to do this, to show people that you like them and you're interested in developing a relationship with them without being phony. One is specific appreciation. Man, I love how you think about that. That's very practical. I love the approach you took in that situation. It made so much sense. I love how you solved that problem. It was so well thought out and smart. That's a very specific appreciation of a behavior you noticed from that person. One's validation. Man, the way you said that made perfect sense. I totally get it now. The way you approached that was so smart. It really made sense to me. You're validating their approach, their thought process, their actions. And the last one is an invite. We should do this later. We should talk more. We should carry this on. Want to swap numbers? Want to swap emails? Want to swap Instagram handles? Whatever it is. You're inviting them to further interaction with you. So specific appreciation, validation, and invitation are 3 ways that you can make sure people know, I like you. I want to know more about you. I want to interact with you more. All right? People consistently underestimate how positive it will be to talk to a stranger and how open that other person might be to talk to you. So if you're looking to develop relationships, these are all tools. We just gave you a bunch of tools to develop relationships. You can go out and start using these right now. Go down to the grocery store. Go down to the library. Use them at church when you go this weekend. When you go out to a restaurant. Anywhere. You can use these literally anywhere. They work. All right? So your action step here is to give one sincere, specific compliment that's about character or effort, not appearance. Nice tits, not the compliment to lead with. Not the way to go. So we want to value people for the way they are, not what they look like. Don't get me wrong. I love good-looking chicks. My wife is hot as hell. I'm happy that she's hot as hell. But I've been married to her 33 years because she's hot as hell. I've been married to her for 33 years because she's the best person I've ever met. And that's what I appreciate about her, and I try to show that all the time. Sometimes I'm better at it than others, like anyone else. But I've done a good job over a long period of time to let her know how much I value her and how highly I think of her. And she reciprocates that, right? Reciprocity. That's a good thing. So let's just do a little likability ladder here so we can think about how we approach this. Warmth first, safe and friendly. We want to show warmth to people when we interact with them. Ask a question and then a follow-up question. Paraphrase at least once before you respond with something about you. When you do respond, think about sharing something that makes you a little more human and a little less perfect, right? Self-deprecation, to an extent, is a good way to go. Nobody likes a neurotic loser. So, I'm such a dork. No, don't do that. Not a good way to go. And then signal to them that you like them, right? That's our likability ladder. Warmth. Ask a question and follow up. Paraphrase what you heard from them. Share something human about yourself, and then signal to them that you like them. All right. So we're going to give you a 7-day challenge here. So for one conversation per day over the next 7 days, I want you to think about following this process. Open with warmth, a smile and a greeting. Ask 3 follow-up questions. Paraphrase what you heard from them at least once when they're answering those questions, and then offer a sincere, specific, positive statement about what you heard from them. Track it. If you want to be likable, you can practice it. You can literally get better at being likable. And we just gave you the framework to do it. Now, important to note here, being likable is not manipulating people. It's not using people. It's not deceiving people. It's leadership. It's social responsibility. It's choosing to make other people feel good and safe and valued without selling your soul or not being who you are, right? None of those things that I just gave you require you to agree with something you don't, to interact with someone you don't want to interact with, to change your morals or ethics or values. They're just being a decent human being. So try the 7-day challenge and tell me what changes. I'd love to have you come back, drop in the comments, say, hey, I tried this. This is my result. I'm certain that you're going to see an uptick in your relationships, your opportunities, and your confidence if you can learn how to use these tools and engage with people in the real world with them. So that's the episode for today, guys. James puts it up over here every day. Head over to our website, saltygingertalk.com. All of our podcast episodes are available there. Links to all of our social media accounts are available there. We publish a newsletter that we every weekday that you can subscribe to on our website. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to our podcast, whatever platform you consume it on. We do episodes like this twice a week. We do interviews with awesome people twice a week that share what they've learned in life, so you can take those learnings, apply them to your life, and build a life of meaning and value for yourself using what they teach you. And then we do a live stream every Thursday. Didn't do one this last Thursday because I wound up with a kind of an emergency trip to the doctor. But it is what it is. But normally Thursday, 6 p.m. live stream. So we have all the episodes. We got the live stream. Great to help you build the life of meaning and purpose that you want. So make sure you don't miss our next episode because it's going to have great stuff for you. We'll see you there.